Hi everyone, welcome again to another one of my mental health videos. In this video I'd like to share my experiences of my time spent fighting my mental health illnesses and now of the time I spend not fighting my mental health illnesses through being able to work with an expert and heal myself of all my mental health illnesses. I no longer have to fight with them. And I'd like to share with you the difference between those two experiences. Now, from age 17 to 38, as I went through the NHS mental health system, I was taught and educated by this system to keep myself busy and to fight my mental health illnesses, especially my OCD. I was basically taught to wake up every day and fight these illnesses as if I was fighting an outer force or an outer presence, as if something was attacking me and I had to fight back against it. Now, the thing I discovered through working with an expert was that fighting my illnesses was exhausting. Waking up every day and feeling that every second of every day you silently had to fight these illnesses really was tiring. And what I'd like to do now is try and draw up a comparison so you're able to see this perhaps for yourself. So as I mentioned, from age 17 to 38, that's 21 years, I passed through the NHS mental health system. I was diagnosed with OCD at 17. I was diagnosed with OCD at 18 after my OCD started at 17. I was diagnosed within 8 months, and that's quite quick, because most people with OCD go 15 years. Yep, 15 years before they're diagnosed. And as I say, during that time I was taught, fight, fight, fight. Get up every day and fight these illnesses. Now, I'd like to compare this to two professional boxers. Now, two professional boxers, as we know, boxers don't fight for 20 years, they fight for 12 rounds. But let's imagine they're fighting for 20 rounds to mark the 20 years that I've fought my illnesses. Now, at the start of the bout, these boxers will be in peak physical condition and they'll be moving about quite fast. And as the fight progresses and goes into the middle rounds and the later rounds, they'll become more sluggish. Their movements will slow and they'll tire. They'll also become more bruised and more bloodied. And by the end of the 20th round, they may well collapse into each other's arms, exhausted. And that's kind of what it was like for me fighting my illnesses. In the first few years, I was still quite physically fit and mentally fit. But as time progressed and my illnesses grew and multiplied, because I didn't just suffer from OCD, I suffered from another 30 mental health illnesses along with this. So as the time went on and the years went on, I became more tired, more sluggish, and everything became harder for me to do. I became more exhausted, and I also became more battered, bruised and bloodied. But you didn't see that because it was all on the inside. It was all internally, not externally, as you would see in a boxing match. And I hope that's kind of giving you a comparison of what it's like to wake up every day and fight a mental health illness, of what you don't see people going through. And now, as I mentioned at the start of this film, I'd like to share with you how this all changed by working with an expert. Now, by working with this expert, Selimi, the world's #1 human behaviour expert and the world's #1 healer, I was able to heal myself using his method and applying it into my life of all these illnesses. And as I done so, my energies returned. I became less exhausted and I just felt healthier. And as I mentioned, I have more energy now to get things done. I don't feel slow or sluggish anymore. But what Tony taught me to do was to appreciate my illnesses and not to fight them. He taught me to have love and gratitude for my illnesses through his many phrases such as appreciate your darkness and love the unlovable. And that's definitely what my OCD was. And I know this may sound like a hard concept. How can you love something which has destroyed your life? And it was the same for me initially. But I applied his method daily into my life and his meditations. And over time, I healed and I became healthier. And as Tony says, our health is our wealth. And I certainly feel a lot healthier and a lot wealthier through applying his method. So I hope that's given you some insights into how exhausting fighting a mental health illness can be. And if you're someone who wants to change your life, change how you wake up and feel every day, my recommendation is contact Tony. You can do this through his website at www.tonyselimi.com or contact him directly via his PA Alma at info@tonyselimi.com. And start waking up every day feeling energetic and less exhausted. And to do so, contact him and you'll see it for yourself.